Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Feed the Beast on my single player world. Last episode we started making some of these solar panels and getting some good power production going on. Since last episode, between episodes, I have made a few more of these things. I think we had 9 made last episode, and now we got something like 30 or 35, or I don't know, I'm not going to count them. We have quite a bit here. They're producing a lot of solar panel, or a lot of solar power, and they are storing a lot of EU in their internal battery storage. So we have lots and lots and lots of power stored here. Now the problem is, it's great that these solar panels have all this power being stored, but the problem is they could be generating 8 EU a tick more and filling up more batteries. I know last episode I said 32 EU a tick. That's if they have the internal storage and that's being drained. They can output 32 EU a tick, but when they're getting from the sun, they're producing from sunlight, it's only 8 EU a tick. But the problem is right now that 8 EU a tick is going to waste. We're not storing it anywhere. So I was thinking about this, and I think we're going to just continue to keep adding MFSUs to our power storage setup here, and so we can continue to store more power. And yeah, so in order to do this, we need the Lapotron crystals, the advanced circuit, the MFE, and yeah, I've been using this recipe here for the advanced circuits. With the silicon plates and the electrum ingots, you get 2 per, and it requires no copper, so this is very good. The electrum ingot is just gold dust and silver dust. So there's 2 more advanced circuits. And then I know I've been told in the comments many times, if you hold shift and press the question mark here, not only would it show the little outline in your thing, but if you have the items in your inventory for this craft, it will place them in the crafting square for you, like so, and you can just pick it out without having to place the items in here. So thank you guys for those comments. I know it's been a long time since I've actually done this on camera, since you guys commented on it. But yeah, that is a great feature. I use it all the time. So being that we are low on copper, we have a stack plus 4 and then 3 bronze. I've heard from people before that you can put a stack of lava cells into an industrial centrifuge, and you will get out of this 16 copper, 40 tin, 1 tungsten dust, I think, and like 6 electrum ingots, something like that. So I have been producing lava cells and just sticking it in here. It's already in the middle of a recipe now, and this takes about 10 minutes for it to complete. But this is a great way to use extra power and extra lava to produce copper when otherwise I don't have a quarry going or whatever. So yeah, definitely this is what I've been doing a lot. I've probably done this 5 or 6 times in my downtime while I'm just kind of waiting for the quarry to finish up. By the way, the quarry is finished now. We'll go over there and take a look at that in a moment. Okay, so down here I have the lava being produced, but we are not using lava power anymore. I have removed the magnetic, what is it? The geothermal generator. There you go. I knew it was one of those things. Remove the geothermal. So the only thing this magma crucible is doing right now is just making lava out of netherrack and storing it in this tube. So I've been taking the lava out of the tube into those cells and sticking it into the industrial centrifuge. Now, like I said, you get 40 tin out of that once it completes the cycle. So 40 tin is, I believe, you get left over with 4 tin ingots after you recreate 64 more tin cells. So basically, you can take a lot of netherrack, turn it into lava, and turn that into copper, and electrum, and tungsten, and whatever the other thing was. There was one more thing. Can't remember. Okay, so we have 3, count them, 3 MFSUs already hooked up down here. And this one is pointing to this one, pointing to this one, like I said we were going to do last episode. So, I have the industrial centrifuge going, and I think I have some the electrolyzers going. If I remove this line, that's going to stop them from going, but I want to capture more of this power, so we're going to do it anyway. So just remove that guy, fly up, stick that down there. Oop. And we need to do one of those things. Okay, so now this is filling up with power. This is providing our entire power network here with power. And it should be draining, probably not from this guy, but from the solar panels up above. Yeah, this is still sitting at 10 million. This one is kind of stuck. It doesn't know what it's doing. And this one's kind of stuck. But yeah, we're not losing power. We're just storing more. So this is excellent. Okay, so also under here, let me throw some torches so it's a little easier to see. I have rewired everything. So before we had these diamond or the fiber cables coming up into a low or into a medium that went into a low voltage transformer, and then I had copper cables running to all the machines. I have since found out that you don't need to do this. So we have the high voltage cable 512 running to everywhere. And above these 512 cables, we have medium voltage transformers. And all of our machines are sitting on those medium voltage transformers. So the question is, why are they not exploding? You can't do that. Well, I have discovered what's called a transformer upgrade. And what this does is turn a machine that is supposed to take 32 EU a tick into a machine that can receive 128 EU a tick, or exactly what the medium voltage transformer produces. Let me sleep till day. Get rid of this annoying rain. Yes, so each one of these machines that needs 32 EU a tick, I have put in the transformer upgrade, and I would assume, I have not tried this and I'm not going to try it, but if I were to snatch this thing out, the machine would probably explode from having too much power going into it. But one good benefit that I have noticed here with these transformer upgrades, let's see, which machine was it? Was it this one? This one? Yes, the electric furnace. I'm able to put in all of these overclockers. I think I was only able to put in like 8 before. Maybe it was 12 or 10, I mean. But it seems like with these transformer upgrades, you can continually add more overclockers because they're receiving more EU input to fill up their internal storage. I think that's how that works, but like if I were to put this cobblestone in there, this goes down halfway, this goes super fast, but it's not like struggling for power. It has all the power it needs because it is constantly being provided all of the power it needs from that medium voltage transformer that's not being split off into other different machines. So yeah, I think this is probably the better way to go. I know you can also stack these transformer upgrades. If I put 2 in each machine, they can receive the 512 power, but I didn't think I really wanted to do that. But we'll see. I don't know. That might be something I do in the future. Okay, so this setup that I have right here, this looks kind of weird. These hoppers, I was putting cobblestone in, going into the macerator, being pulled out by these redstone engines. The sand was being put into this tank right here. We see we got like 5, almost 6 stacks of the sand. And the sand is just being looped around, trying to go into these hoppers, into these industrial electrolyzers. As you can see, it's stopped right now because we're out of tin cells. And I have more redstone engines pulling the product out of the industrial electrolyzers into this chest. So I have been making these silicon cells like crazy. I know last episode I kept calling them carbon cells. Nobody really called me out on that, but yeah, I got kind of confused. But yeah, I've been making the silicon cells to make the silicon plates for more solar panels and for like advanced machine blocks or no, the advanced circuits, and I think there's a few more uses for those, for the carbon, not carbon, I just did it again, for the silicon plates. So yeah, that's what I have been doing, taking these guys and just sticking right into our industrial blast furnace. So we just did some there. And these electrolyzers need more cells to continue on. Unfortunately, I couldn't figure out a way to automatically get these empty cells in there. It seemed like if I was trying to pump them into this machine, they were just filling up these top slots and then this thing wouldn't go. So yeah, I don't know about that. Okay, so today, I have been playing a lot on the Hermitcraft Feed the Beast server, and Joe Hill showed me a lot of the cool things that you can do with the thermal expansion mod pack. Now, we've seen some of the thermal expansion mod pack stuff, like the magnetic engines and the magma crucible. But what we have not seen really is some of the other machines. For instance, this is an induction smelter. I think I showed this before when I was making the cropo nickel, the little round things for, I think for the blast furnace for this guy. I can't remember. I have also made a pulverizer, which we need to pulverize obsidian into pulverized obsidian. And let's see. I also needed the induction smelter to turn the pulverized obsidian and lead ingots into hardened glass. The hardened glass is not showing up here. Is this going into this machine? It sure is. I need to turn this thing off. Configuration. Don't eject the materials, please. Okay. This hardened glass is used in a lot of stuff like the liquid duct pipes and the redstone conduit pipes, I think is what it's called. But one benefit for those, like if I were to turn this on, this golden conductive pipe is piping power into this machine here, the pulverizer. But as you can see, the pulverizer has 4800 out of 4800 MJ, so the internal storage is full. So while this thing is making power, the power really has nowhere to go, and this isn't a good example because we're not seeing anything. But normally what happens is you get a blue wire in there. You see the blue line there. This connects over to the machine you have it plugged into. And after a while, this line will start getting bigger and bigger because that power has nowhere to go. And eventually that'll get so big this pipe explodes. That is a big problem. That was the problem that I was talking about with our magma crucible down here. Uh-oh. I should probably turn this thing off. The lava's full. This thing also has an internal storage, so if there was no internal storage, this thing probably would have blown up by now. Let's turn this off. But yeah, the pipes from thermal expansion, the redstone conduit pipes, do not have this problem. They do not explode, and they work with all of the Buildcraft MJ machines. I think it's Buildcraft. I'm pretty sure it is. All the machines that take the MJ power. So that's what I am looking at doing today. I want to start making those pipes and get those hooked up. I do need to connect this power here. Another benefit is you can leave them connected to all the machines. It splits the power evenly. And I believe some of these machines take power even when they're not doing anything. And I believe the redstone conduit pipes kind of solves that problem. Like it won't send power to the machine if it's not really using it. I think that's how that works. But yeah, we have the hardened glass. And I needed to get some copper. Let's see, copper. Some copper here and here, and some hardened glass. And that makes liquid ducts. But we also wanted to make what's called the redstone conduit pipe. Is that not how I do it? Maybe I need to do one of these things. Redstone energy conduit. Oh, it's just called energy conduit. Okay. So it's electrum, hardened glass. Oops, threw that stuff on the ground. Where's the electrum? Here we go. Been getting a lot of this stuff from the industrial centrifuge over there. Didn't mean to grab that glowstone. So it's the electrum. The electrum and the hardened glass. This stuff. This is the good stuff right here. Yes. Okay. Now, while we have these energy conduits, you can't really do anything with these. We have to fill them with liquid redstone. And in order to fill them with liquid redstone, we need to get another thermal expansion machine called the liquid transposer, I think is what it is. But the liquid transposer needs molten redstone. And in order to get the molten redstone, we need a magma crucible. Now this one's already in use, and I made another one a long time ago. I was thinking I was going to have 2 of those magma crucibles, putting lava into this thing for a power, but I never got around to using it for that. So we can take this magma crucible, this extra one, we can set it up over here, close to this other MJ power. Let's see. I really need to get these laid out properly. But we can set it right like that. It should get power. Perfect. And this should be filling up. Sure is. Okay, so I need to grab some redstone to put in there. I think that should probably be enough. Let's put some redstone into this guy. And I haven't done this before, so I assume you just stick it right in there. Okay, yeah, so it's doing something, and... Okay, so we have 25 out of 10,000 micro buckets, I think is what that MB stands for. Alright, so this is going to take a little bit of time to fill up, not a problem. In the meantime, this thing's still going? Yeah, okay. So in the meantime, we can go ahead and make the liquid transposer, the other machine from thermal expansion. So in order to do that, we need these redstone reception coils. Let's go ahead and make a couple of those. Those reception coils along with these machine frames, these aren't too bad at all to make. Not a lot of resources. Okay, and then the machine frames and the redstone redstone reception coil. A few pieces of copper, some glass, and some buckets make a liquid transposer. So I'm going to make 3 of these. We have another use for these as well. And I don't think I did anything with those. I just set those up there for another reason. Okay, so now we have the magma crucible still making redstone, I assume. Yeah, this thing needs more power, I think. Yeah, it's being split between the induction smelter. I suppose I could probably grab... let's see. I should have another engine here. Stirling engine. Grab some of that. I can grab some charcoal. And maybe do this kind of a cheesy way, but just provide a little bit extra power to maybe get things moving a little faster here. Is that not... Do I have this reversed? Let me turn this thing so it's like that. Okay, so now they're both going. And this is providing 1 MJ tech. Okay, so just a little bit more power going into these machines. Hopefully that'll go faster. Alright, so also I need to put one of these liquid transposers right next to this machine. Hold on to these other ones for a moment. Okay, so now this has 0 out of 10,000 micro buckets because with the thermal expansion machines, they can automatically put stuff into other machines. So this liquid transposer now has the 275 micro buckets of the liquid redstone or molten redstone. Okay, so this has 2 settings. We can either take an item and extract the fluid out of it, or we can take take the fluid and put it into an item. And that's what we want to do. We want these energy conduits to take some of this molten redstone and fill these up. And again, yeah, we need power. I need to grab one more golden conductive pipe. Do I have another one? It's not looking like I do. Ah, dang. Okay, well... Oh, wait, no, I do. Right in my inventory. I didn't even see that. Good, because I really don't want to make any more of these because this is probably going to be the last time I use these things. So let's block this out and do that. I don't know if this is bad having that connect right like that, but hopefully not. Are we getting power here? Okay, so it's storing up some power. This might not be ideal having it hooked up like that. I don't know if that's bad or not. It looked like... Yeah, it doesn't look like the power is going back into this machine, although this is turned off now. Oh, it's out of... it's out of lava, that would be why. Let's go grab some lava. Okay, let's fill this guy up. Awesome, it's back running again. Maybe I'll grab another bucket or 2. Just so it keeps going for longer. That produces so much more power than the Stirling engine. We want this guy to keep going. Okay, so there we go. Now we got power going to this guy. And it is using the micro buckets of this molten redstone, putting into the energy conduits and making redstone energy conduit. Now, I want to use these and replace these pipes here. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4. Also, I think I need what's called a crescent. If I can spell it right, crescent hammer. This is the thermal expansion version of like the Buildcraft wrench. And what's nice about this thing is, as far as I can see, it does the Buildcraft pipes just the same way. Like, you can turn pipes around with it, which is awesome because I hate having to carry around 2 tools. So it looked like it was some iron and a piece of silver. So let's go ahead and get this going. Iron, and silver. Awesome. Crescent hammer. Okay, so the crescent hammer is what you use to remove and change the flow of these thermal expansion pipes. And we now have 9 of these guys. Not only are these safer than these golden pipes, you don't need the wooden conductive pipe. Oop, is that fine? No, I think this needs to be turned around. Okay, so that's now putting out power. That's taking power in. That's putting power out. We can take these and hook these up. You can see the little arrow. It's now sending power directly into this machine. They can split off right there. Split off here. And split off right there. Can I... Oops. Yeah, if you hold shift and click these things, they turn off, or they go away. It's hard to break these things. Like, you have to spend 10 seconds or something mining them for them to break. But if you shift right click with the crescent hammer, they pop off instantly. Again, we'll get rid of the rain. It seems to rain a lot now these days. I don't know why. Okay, but yeah, these pipes, this is not the best configuration for them. But this kind of works. Let's see. I don't think there's probably a better way for me to do this at this time. Actually, yeah, I think there would be. If I get rid of this guy, I don't want the Stirling engine there anymore. I think I can turn this, and then I can shift click that. There we go. That looks better. Okay, but now there's a problem. You can see this arrow is facing this guy, and that's the only drawback, is you can't have power going this way and power going this way. This entire unit right here is either receiving or sending power. Okay, so maybe that is not the best way to do it. Maybe if I... Oh gosh, I don't even know. Can I just stick it right like that? Then we're gonna have the same problem we had before. Okay, so... Okay, so this is done. I can just go ahead and remove this machine, put it into a better spot. Yeah, I think if I stick it... Oh, and this machine wasn't even getting power either. How's this one doing? This has 0 micro buckets in it. Okay, so I think we can just move all of this stuff and put it into a better spot. Turn this guy the way it should be. And I guess we can just connect these up kind of like that. Don't need that one there. Okay. And I don't know if I really want to keep these here permanently, but for now, I think it's okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and connect these up. Just kind of stack these all on top of each other. Since they go together, they're all the thermal expansion machines. And we can just kind of connect them all like that, and they're all receiving power just fine. Awesome. Yeah, these are great. I like them. And it supposedly splits the power evenly, so every single machine receives the same amount of power, which could or could not be a good thing, but I think it's probably going to be a good thing. Okay, so we have our hardened glass. We have redstone energy conduits. We need to put more... Let's see... That has the liquid transposer, magma crucible, and we want this to output into... Yep, we want to output into this guy, so we can just go ahead and put our redstone back in there. It should melt it down eventually once it gets enough power. And, I think probably what I should do at this point is unconnect these other pipes and just have it directly into the magma crucible. Just so this goes faster. Yeah, you can see it's building up energy really slow because it's splitting all the power between all of these engines. Or, I'm sorry, between all of these machines. Let's see, if I do this, let's unconnect this stuff. Just kind of playing around with these pipes. There we go. Now, both of those should be the only ones getting power. Oh, and you know what? There's the problem. Maybe that was the problem all along. Let's see. Is this one getting power? Yeah, that one's filling up with power. So if I connect these other ones, are we going to have problems as well? Oh yeah, that's filling up with power real good. In this one. Oh yeah, okay, so I just had that pipe turned around the wrong way. But now it's going good. Okay, so just need to wait for this to fill up, and I'm going to take a quick break and we will be right back. Okay, guys, so I just been doing a little bit more stuff off camera, just trying to get the magma crucible, doing the redstone, turning into the molten redstone. As you can see, my boat is floating like a boss again. That's so weird how it does that. Yeah, I needed to eat, and I also needed to throw those Cells on the ground. Yeah, this is what I've been doing, just spamming these cells directly on this lava, taking it down. I have the magma crucible going right now, making more lava, so I can continue to do this and collect my copper out of the industrial centrifuge. So I just try and keep a stack in here, so when this thing finishes, this will go again. Although it seems like I have to pull out the tin that appears in this slot. There's 40 tin that appears here before this next recipe will go. So that's kind of a bummer. I guess I could probably set up like a chest, a redstone engine, and a wooden pipe and just pull those items out. But yeah, this is fine. Okay, so this is done cooking, it looks like. And the next item that I wanted to make today was called a redstone energy cell, I think. Let's see. Redstone. Yeah, the redstone energy cell. This guy. This is what I want to make. So let's get started making this guy. In order to make it, you have to make the energy cell frame, first of all, which is this electrum ingots, a diamond, which is kind of expensive, but this is very, very useful. And some of this hardened glass that we made earlier. So we can take the empty cell frame. We have to come over here to our liquid transposer. I guess I could have put that crafting table closer. We have to put the energy frame in here into the liquid transposer. It takes this molten redstone. You can see it's working right now. It is filling that frame up full of the redstone. And in just a moment, we will have it available for us to craft into the next phase. Using just a little bit of power to do this. It's not bad. But it does use 1,000 micro buckets of this molten redstone to do this, to fill it up. Okay, so now that we have the filled frame, we can come over here. We need redstone reception coil. Gold, is that right? Is it the redstone reception coil? No. It's the redstone conductance coil, which is not this recipe. It's actually an electrum ingot in there. This guy. Yeah. Easy mistake to make, but it's a redstone conductance coil that you need. Okay, so we take the energy cell, stick it in here, and we can get our energy cell, or the redstone energy cell, and we can charge it up. You see it has 0 Minecraft joules, and this is completely configurable. So just lead, the redstone conductance coil, some electrum ingots, and the full frame. These are awesome. Okay, so I have one already made and charging down below. And these are kind of important for what I want to do. Let's see, right now this guy has 100,000 MJ stored up. Now, if you shift right click with the crescent hammer, you can pick that guy up. And you can see it still retains its charge. So this is portable MJ power that you can take with you. Awesome. You don't have to run wires around. You can just fill one of these guys up and stick it where you need it. Okay, so why would you want to do that? Well, like I was saying before with the quarry, we were running out of copper, right? And I think I want to move the quarry over to an Extreme Hills area. Now, I can do an Extreme Hills area nearby here, but I don't really want to ruin the terrain around here. So what I want to do is take the quarry to kind of a remote location, set it up there, but I don't have any fuel. So this is where things get interesting. We will move this in a little bit, but what I want to do is show you guys the way I've been doing this on the Hermitcraft Feed the Beast server. This is, I don't know if anybody else has done this before. I would imagine people probably have, but it's a good way to transport liquids from one place to another. Okay, so in order to do what we need to do, we have to craft these ender chests. We need 4 of them for this, so I'm just going to go ahead and craft up all 4 of these. Just, you need the ender pearls, which are kind of expensive if you don't have the ender dragon or gone to the end yet. I spent quite a lot of time hunting down endermen for these. The obsidian got out of the quarry, lots of it. I have like 16 stacks of this stuff. And then the blaze rods, I had that blaze farm, so yeah. Not too bad at this point in the game right now for me to do this. One more thing I need to do. Do we got it here? Oop. Oh, did I just place down? Okay, yeah, I gotta be very careful not to break that. But with the crescent hammer, otherwise you will make it lose its charge. Okay, so one of these chests, this one. Yes. I want the dandelion yellow. Okay, so let's head down underneath our tank full of 270,000 micro buckets of fuel. And under here, I put our... Oh, I guess you can change the face by clicking on this with that hammer. I put our liquid transposer. Okay, so we want to move fuel from here to our remote location. So to do this, we need to first get some liquid into the liquid transposer. So let's use one of these things. And you can see both of these are yellow. Oh, this might not work actually. Let me move this guy over one. Let's see. We have that same problem where each one of these pipes can either be an input or an output. You can't have like the top side be an input and the bottom side be an output. You need two pipes to do that. Okay, so we will stick it kind of like that, I guess. That should be fine. Alright, so the liquid transposer, we want from the left-hand side to be the liquid input, and we are going to fill stuff. Is that right? We want to fill stuff from the blue. Okay, so yeah, the blue is on this side. Red would be on this side where items get ejected. And I guess from the back, we could put in items, so we'll put blue there. And I don't think yellow is used with this. Okay. Yeah, none of these are outlined in yellow. Alright, so what we need to do is take two of these chests. We're going to put one here. And we're going to put one there. So these are going to be the empty buckets coming into the liquid transposer. Liquid transposer is going to fill the buckets, and it's going to put them into this chest. This is going to be a full chest. And we're going to mark this one with yellow to show it's got fuel in it. This one will just be all white. This will have the empty buckets in it. Okay, so we want to take some of these wooden pipes, stick them here. That is going the wrong way, so we can use a crescent wrench on that. And same thing back here. We want the buckets going from this chest to the transposer. We're also going to want some redstone engines on this thing. So let's get those hooked up. Okay, then we need some levers to power those. Lever there should be fine. And a lever there should be fine. So, yeah, the buckets... Actually, no, I think I did this wrong. I don't think I need that one, actually. I think I just need... Yeah. Let me pick this guy up. See, it still retains the yellow color on top. Because the way these things work, they do not need a redstone engine to pull items out. Where did the yellow one go? There it is. They can place them directly into an adjacent chest. So those are kind of awesome. Alright, so it's going to take the buckets, put it into this machine. It's going to take the liquid, put it into this machine, the fuel. And then it's going to eject those items into this chest here. Now, one final thing I forgot to do is I need to make 16 buckets. Because that's how many we are going to use to move fuel around. So let's see. I need iron. I don't think I have enough to do 16 here, but we will make 10. 10 should be enough for now. You don't want to go over 16 because buckets can only stack to 16. And you don't want your empty buckets being ejected because they don't have anywhere to go. Okay, so we can put our buckets in here, into this ender chest. And they should start going one by one into the machine. You might not see it going in there because of whatever that glitch is where you sometimes can't see atoms going through the pipes, but they are coming in here, so that's fine. The other thing we wanted to do is get power to this machine. Now, I think I could probably just set this right on top to give it power. Yep, you can see it's filling up right now with power. Very good. And, oh, why is that on the ground? In my inventory. And this guy still has 100,000 MJ of power, so this is awesome. Portable energy. Love it. Let me throw some torches down here just so we're not getting mobs spawning. Okay, so I believe this is set up. The one last thing that we have to do is these pipes require a redstone signal in order to know, hey, I should let fluids through. So let's go ahead and I guess I'm going to mine a piece of dirt. And put the dirt right there. put a lever on that and turn that on. So now liquid is flowing right on through. See, this is going really fast, filling up these buckets, and they are being ejected into this chest. Awesome. So, as you might have guessed, the point that we're going to do, or what we're doing here, is we are going to take these ender chests, draw the buckets out of them at a remote location, and those are going to fill up our engines or a tank or whatever, and then we can put the empty buckets into the chest with the white dots on it and send them back here to get more fuel. Very, very cool. Okay, so let me get some things set up. I am going to probably move the quarry, get it all ready to go, get our ender chest happening, and we will be right back. Alright guys, here we are in the ceiling of the nether. This is where I've been digging out all of my netherrack. I set up a portal this direction that goes over to where our quarry is, so this is pretty convenient. I still need to move the other nether portal from spawn up into the ceiling so I don't have to keep climbing that staircase every time, but yeah, so I found a desert here. This is kind of like an extreme hills style desert. Lots of hills around. I expect we will find lots of copper in these mountains. And as you can see, I put a waypoint over there at my spawn area, and we're 555 meters away from spawn. So this isn't too far away. Now, in one of the first episodes that I recorded, I think I spent, I don't even know, hours looking for a desert so I could get some cactus for pipe waterproofing. And it turns out there is a desert pretty close. Right over on the other side of this desert, you can see there's snow here. And this is a taiga biome, but I think this connects right to that, like, not the glacier biome, but that snowy biome that's by the village by spawn. So, yeah, it wasn't too far away. There is, like, random oil lakes that are kind of spilling oil everywhere. I've noticed around here there are these things that drop the blaze powder, which is very cool. Okay, but this is the quarry. And I have it set up on top of this extreme hill for, well, the purpose of this, like I've said before, is to hopefully try and get a lot of copper. I don't know if this is actually going to work, but I also do want sand, so this will be good. I mean, I can get sand out of the ocean, which I've done before, but we'll try this for one time and just see how this turns out anyway. Okay, so I'm using all of the thermal expansion pipes. These pipes right here, I believe, transfer liquids even faster than the golden conductive pipes. So these are better to use with the aqueous accumulator and the combustion engines to make sure there's always water in these things. I'm also using the redstone conductance pipe, or conductive pipe, whatever it's called, and that's going right into our quarry. No need for the wooden conductive pipes anymore. Very awesome. Okay, so we have the engine set up, the quarry set up, the landmarks laid out, and all of this stuff is good to go. Problem right now is how to get fuel over here. So we have the liquid transposer, our ender chests, and I need to eat real quick, but what we're going to do is set up a way for the liquid transposer to pull out of the ender chest, or get the fuel buckets, put it into a tank, and then send the empty buckets into the other ender chest. So let's line up with these engines just to make things simpler. So I think we will put the ender chest here. The yellow one is the one that has our fuel in it. Now we need to use a wooden transport pipe. Okay, that's going to go into our liquid transposer. It's going to take the buckets out of there. And we need to set this so it'll fill up. It's going to extract the fluid from the buckets and fill up either its internal storage or the external storage, which I'm about to set up here. And I think I'm just going to stick these right on top. I don't think we really need much more than that. Okay, we're also going to use the liquid ducts. These are going to connect right to these guys and right to there. Now, actually, I think I can connect this directly to the liquid transposer. But for now, I think I want to just kind of fill up some tanks here and have a little bit of reserve. I think that's probably one too many. Probably two is all I need. Okay, and then also I need to hit this pipe with the wrench. There we go. Let's put a torch here so we can see a little better. Nighttime probably is not the best time to do this. We got creepers around and skeleton right there. Man, this is kind of dangerous. I thought I waited until daytime to do this, but apparently time got away from me, and now we have to deal with mobs. Okay. So it pulls it pulls the buckets into the transposer. The transposer is going to do its thing and extract the liquid. We want the fuel to go out the top. The yellow marks, this is where the fuel tank is. Okay, we don't want it coming out the bottom. In fact, we don't want anything coming out the bottom. And the back, I think this might be where we send the empty buckets. The red, oh, okay, so we want the back to be red. And the left-hand side, I don't think we want anything. Okay, so blue, the buckets come in. Yellow, the buckets go, or the fuel goes into the tank. Oh, there's that zombie. Get out of here. Oh, these guys are annoying, the red-eyed zombies. Your AI is broken, you can't get to me. Come on. My sword's about to break. Okay. Right. So the next thing we need to do is put another chest. And I think it can just directly throw the empty buckets into that chest. Into here. So the last thing we need to do is provide this guy with a little bit of power. And again, we're going to use the redstone energy cell to do this. And if I stick that right there, it's filling up with power. Awesome. And how much power does this thing have? Plenty left. Okay, so now, redstone engine, we need to actually get the buckets pumping into our liquid transposer. And I think this should just about do it. I'm also going to have to provide this with power, I think. Okay, yeah, so now we're filling this up. It just put a bucket in there. There we go, it's filling this up and putting it into the top here. We can look in this chest. Okay, it took a fuel bucket, and from our other base, it's just added one. So that's pretty cool. I was actually expecting to have to use a chunk loader over there to make sure that this would still work, but apparently those chunks are still loaded. I guess it's over at spawn, so spawn probably is always loaded. But that leads us to another problem here. I think I need a chunk loader to keep this stuff going all the time. I'm not sure the exact boundaries that the quarry is going to keep loaded. And I don't want, like, the engines to be loaded and the water not to be loaded. These guys run out of water and then explode. So, yeah. I need to go get some more ender pearls so I can make some chunk loaders. And I think next episode we could probably turn this on and work on possibly a storeroom. One more thing we can do, I guess, while we're here is go ahead and power this. Let me go ahead and put a block down. And a lever. Okay, so that lets the fuel out. The fuel goes into the engines. See how fast it's taking out of here? This is so fast. And what's nice about this is you don't need to pump the fuel. These self-pump. So that is so awesome. Yeah, look at all that fuel. Very, very cool. Alright guys, well I think this episode is probably longer than I wanted it to be, and unfortunately we can't complete this today simply for the fact that I don't have enough ender pearls. Alright, so thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.